I heard a smell, and it was green. And then I felt the fairest sound I've ever seen. You know, I couldn't believe my mouth. I went up north, but I came down south. And I cried, what is this here thing all about?
Hello vinyl freaks, it's the Danish record hunter here. And in this video I will tell you about the second album by Nispisband. And it's simply titled Nispisband 2. So here it is, the second album by Nispisband, and this one, it's a bit jazzier, more progressive, also it's way funkier, and most of all, it's very loony, you know, it's just so weird in places, but I like it. The album was recorded in ROC Studios in Amager, and produced by this guy right here, Mike F. Andreasen. So I made a video talking about Mike F. Andreasen's only solo album that he recorded the same year as Nispisband. And also he used some of the musicians from Nispisband, but also the other Danish progressive rock band Ache on this one. So if you like what you hear in this video, please check out my other video talking about Mike F. Andreasen. It's a cool psychedelic rock record that no one talks about. It's pretty much like forgotten, but it's very cheap to find. You know, it's very affordable. So in my previous video talking about Nispisband, I told you about the two guitarists in the band at the time. One of them, Finn Olafsson from Ache, but they both left the band. So here you will have two new guitarists. And one of them is Klaus Davidsen. I have not seen him credited doing anything else before this album. And the other one is Oliver Strauss. And he was in a band called My Ship. They released an album in 1972. I mentioned it a couple times because some of the members in this band also went on to other stuff, like Jens Elbøl, the bassist in the band. He went on to the Baroness and Dorskab Exorkester. Okay, but let's get to what I consider the highlights of the album. And it starts out with If You're Hot.
If you're hot, you know you can't be beat. If you're hot, you got the thing you need. If you're hot, why not fill your cup? He said, and I quote, pretty please, shut up. It's loneliness, what we're here for. I cried, no, there's gotta be more.
This is a very cool track. It has a very suspenseful kind of groove to it. And also Nispe Jørgensen's maniac vocal, man, that really does it for me, you know. That's like the icing on the cake for me. That's like his vocal delivery. He really sounded like a punk with bats and a belfry. I really like this kind of vocal style, you know, this very snarly kind of voice. So in this track there is also some vocal harmonies. It's very cool, and you will hear the vocal harmonies all over the album. And some of them really reminds me of Uriah Heep, especially on a later track that is called Love Is Just a Word. That one, when I'm listening to that, I'm thinking Uriah Heep. But what do you? Now let's take a listen to it.
Love is just a word we use.
Man, that really sounds like early Uriah Heep, man. That could have been done by Ken Hensley and David Byron. It really sounds like that. But another cool track is Lost and Lonely. Let's take a listen.
You're so great.
the desert of my mind.
that sing along gets me every time. You know, it just it's like a hit in solar plexus. That's how I feel when I listen to this. It's just so, you know, perfectly executed. I just love the bizarre changes that is on some of the tracks here on this album, which you don't expect. As a whole, I think this album is just brilliant. You know, it's maybe not a masterpiece, but there's like some okay tracks and then some brilliant ones. But I think all of it is good in some kind of way. But I will only mention one more highlight, and it's called Hunky Boo. So let's take a listen.
You are found dead. You're on the run. No need to scream and shout dead. So if you doubt it and don't think that's real, you come out on the short end of the deal. You say I do it more. I'm saying what a bore.
This is very cool and catchy rocker, and in this track you will hear some blistering guitar work. It's not like a virtuoso guitar or something like that. This is just like a crazy apeshit stuff, you know. I don't know which one of the guitarists who plays the solo, but damn, it's wild. But check it out, man. In my opinion, Nispisband 2, it's an underrated and overlooked record. I don't see people here in Denmark really praising it that much. It's just, it's not considered a rock classic, and also it has never been officially reissued. I really hope that this record will have some kind of renaissance. It really deserves it. So I will upload a vinyl rip of it and you will have a listen. If you like my video, please press subscribe and like it, and I will make sure there is a lot of other videos coming your way with Danish rock music. So please take care and peace out.